Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Surplus Nut bringing a video on an issue that I've been noticing on some guys that are asking or complaining about the bolt not cycling properly on their Romanian WASR 1063s or WASR 10s. And this one here is the my AK-47 that I just finished doing a project where it went from a bone stock AK-47 WASR 10 to a tactical with all the upgrades that I've put on it. All these videos are uploaded. You guys can check it out on my channel. And recently I uploaded 4 videos on the results from coming back from the range and posting the groups that I got. Those 4 videos are in 4 parts, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've noticed that the main parts of the video, which is part 2 and 3, where I'm showing the groups that I got with this AK at 25 yards when I started sighting the scope. Then I went over to 50 and then 75. But on those 2 parts, part 2 and 3 out of the 4 parts of the video to that to coming back from the range with the results of the groups and the targets, nobody has been viewing those, the second and third part. So if you do get around to see those videos, the most important ones will be part 2 and 3, which is where I'm showing the groups that I got with this AK. A lot of people complain that they're not very accurate. Let me tell you, this thing got shot some awesome 20-round groups, which they are some AR-15s that will not group like that. When I've gone to the range that I've seen it. Now on this one, obviously, if some of you guys see the videos, I have some videos detailing the different components that I tactical components upgrades that I installed on this AK. And I got the Tapco muscle brake AK-74 style. I got the real quickly, just so you guys can see the upgrades, or so I can tell you what I installed on it. It's got the UTG quad rail handguard. I put a Tapco mag, 30-round mag. I put advanced technology pistol grip, really nice. It's really nice and fat. Obviously it came from factory with the G2 Tapco trigger. I put a Tapco collapsible butt end stock. Yeah, I got a UTG scope mount, just so you guys can see what it looks like. This is the other side of the gun. And it's got the quick release. This is the one with a quick release lever. And I got a tactical flashlight on there with a tactical scope. So it's completely tactical. I like it. The way it looks a lot better, all black. But anyways, what I want to talk to you guys about is the bolt. There's especially this video, I'm kind of like making it to try to give some hints to this one guy on YouTube. His name is he goes by Gapster46. So Gapster, if you watch this video, I'm kind of making this one especially for you, buddy, and anybody else that might have these issues. Now this AK never gave me a problem with cycling and or anything like that. The only thing that I've noticed on these, when I installed the recoil buffer, it did it didn't want to cycle really good. The the hollow points or the soft points. I don't know if at one point the tip of the hollow points will get up there on the ramp right before it enters the chamber. But I've noticed that with the recoil buffer, when you cycle the bolt back, there's that space that the buffer takes up. It does not let the bolt go all the way back. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. I have not tried the buffer on this. I mean, when I took it to the range, I took it without the buffer. And to be honest with you guys, AK-47s were originally designed to not operate with a recoil buffer. I mean, if not, Kalashnikov, the guy that designed the weapon, would have obviously designed that rubber piece that goes on the spring back here of the piston, and he would have installed it. On AKs, the back is like solid steel, and the bolt, it's solid steel. I mean, I guess you have to shoot it so much to start wearing out your bolt, the back of your bolt where it hits the end of the receiver. I don't know. Anyways, I took it to the range and shot it without the recoil buffer. Now, before I installed the buffer on this, which was part of all the tactical upgrades that I installed on this weapon, the recoil buffer was going to be one of them. But I noticed that after I did the whole thing, like put all the upgrades on it, I put the recoil buffer, I start cycling my bolt, and which is never done that. Even when I have all the wood furnishing on it, I start cycling the bolt, and even though I loaded on the clip, I think it was like 15 rounds mixed between hollow points and soft points, and when I will cycle it with my hand, it was like it would want to get stuck in the middle. And at one point, two of them did not feed right into the chamber. So then again, another thing I noticed, and that I gotta let you guys know, when the bolt cycles, okay, under the pressure of the powder of the round being fired, it's gonna be a lot faster and with much more velocity and pressure than by you trying to do it by hand. There's a lot of people that try to test the AKs, and they'll load up a whole magazine with rounds, and they'll just stand there and put it, like, they'll get the butt stock and they'll put it against their lap, and they'll try to cycle the bolt as quick as possible, and they just load around, cycle it back, like eject it, like if the gun was being fired. If you test it like that and you get a couple of jams, that doesn't mean that the gun might jam on you. Remember, the velocity of the bolt by itself, once you're firing that weapon, it's going to be way faster than by you trying to do it by hand. Some people, they'll try to do it one by one by pulling the bolt back and letting it go, and obviously that might have more speed than if you just grab the bolt and you try to do it yourself. But again, either way, by you doing cycling the bolt by hand, back and forth with your hand on the bolt, or just pulling the bolt back all the way and letting it go, that speed is not going to be as fast as when the gun's being fired. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But anyways, that's kind of like a way of testing it. So I did that. I went ahead and loaded like 15 rounds of a mix between soft points and hollow points, which I hear a lot that AKs, they work a lot better when you shoot full metal jackets in them. But anyways, I try to do it both ways, and I noticed that it was doing that on me. Like if it wasn't feeding right, or at one point the bolt wanted to get hung up in the middle, which it never did that before. Now, that was with the recoil buffer on it. I went ahead and took the recoil buffer off, and I did that again a couple times, and he did it less, but he still did it. So I think it's more of that issue that I'm saying, that it's not gonna be as fast as the gun being fired by itself, like as when you do it by hand or just letting it go from the back. So that had me worried for a little bit, and this all happened right before I took it to the range, which when I came back I did those 4 videos on the group results that I got. If you guys get around to watch those 4 videos, please make sure you watch the part 2 and 3, which is where I'm showing the card with the target and the groups and all that. But anyways, that had me worried. So you know what? I went on a Friday night to the range. I shot this weapon. It did not get jammed at all. At all. Not one misfire. Not one problem. Even though I shot the Golden Tiger 123 grains full metal jacket, it cycled great, did not have a problem, none of that. Okay. Now, one thing that I did, all right, when I came back, I started, you know, checking out YouTube, the different issues that people were having with their bolt. Before I went to the range, one thing that I did with this was I got the bolt, the bolt out, you know, with the piston, and I got the piston, and I kind of like buffed it really light with like steel wool, and then I kind of used some Brasso and some Blue Magic is like a polishing cream to just polish it a little bit. You know, I lubed it really nice, so it worked perfect. So when I came back, that worked so well for me that I said, you know what, maybe the issues that a lot of guys are having and people are having out there is the problem with the bolt. So I decided to get the piston and polish the whole piston. And I'm gonna show you guys, most likely I'm gonna have to make another part to this video, and on the second part we're gonna disassemble the gun, and I'll show you what I did to my piston, which it made it unreal. I mean, I took this thing shooting again, and it was even better. I mean, I even bumped fired it a little bit, and it was unbelievable. And that's gonna be the trick that I would recommend to anybody that has, especially a WASR 1063 or any AK. If you do that, okay, you polish the whole bolt and the gas piston, mirror polish the bolt. You don't have to go so crazy, you know, the actual firing bolt, you know, where your pin is, and it'll work really nice. So I'm gonna show you in the second video, you know, we're gonna take it apart and we're gonna go ahead and show you what I did. And this is especially for that guy Gapster 46, I think he goes by on YouTube, that he's having a problem where his bolt, it's rubbing the trigger hammer on top, and also it tends to get hung up on the bolt and all that. Try to do this, and I think that's gonna resolve it. All right, I'll catch you guys on another video.